Hello dear students, let's continue with simplification of CFG. Step 3. Now in the previous videos we saw how to simplify CFG using step 1, remove epsilon production. This is done. How to remove unit production. This is done. Now in this video we will see step 3 of simplification, how to remove useless symbols. By useless symbols we mean non-terminals. We want to remove some useless non-terminals. But what do you mean by useless? And when is the non-terminal useless? So let's see step 3, removing useless symbols or non-terminals. Now while running step 3, you have to go through two steps again. So there are two sub steps. Step A is find non-terminal which does not generate any terminal string, and you simply remove such non-terminals. I repeat, you find out such non-terminals which does not generate any terminal string. Oh, what I mean by this? Just check. Imagine some arbitrary grammar. S gives A, B, A, C. Some arbitrary grammar. Okay. And in the grammar, we have C derives C, C. Just check this. Don't worry about A, B. I'm talking about C because C is going to be useless. Just observe. What I am saying is, if you actually use this grammar for deriving something, then start symbol will give A, B, A, C, correct? And after some time, when it comes to replacing C, C will be replaced with C, capital C, correct? Before this, we have replaced something for A, something for B, and so on. Just ignore them. But then what will you next time replace C with? Again, small c, capital C. So this C will be pending over here. This will be as it is. C is replaced again with C, capital C. What will you replace C again with? Again with small c, capital C. This will go on forever. Forever. I mean, are you able to remove this capital C? No. Why? What's the reason? Capital C is such a non-terminal which is not deriving any terminal string, because it repeatedly gives small c followed by capital C, and this capital C again gives small c followed by capital C. Again the same thing goes on. What if this was C gives CC, or let's say C? Oh, now C derives some terminal string. For example, if I again start with S gives A, B, A, C, just ignore this part. A is replaced with something, B is replaced with something, A is there. Now what can be C replaced with? Maybe C is capital C. It's this C, capital C. Again, what can be C replaced with? C, capital C. But sometime later, you can replace this C with small c. Just check. You can replace C with small c and the derivation will stop. So what it means is that using C in the derivation is not hazardous, is not dangerous now, because this is going to give us some terminal string to end with. Then C is useful. But if it happens that C does not give any terminal string, as you saw in this case, it repeatedly gives C, capital C, again C gives C, capital C, again C gives C, capital C, and this will never end. Then this particular C, this particular non-terminal will be termed as useless. I hope you are understanding why C is useless. Why is C useless? Because C does not generate a terminal string. It goes on in a loop forever, isn't it? So what do you do with such non-terminal C, which is non-generating terminal? You simply remove it. Please try to understand. You remove it such that the production for C is removed. Note, production for C is removed, and you remove all those productions where C occurs on the right hand side. Just see, C occurs here on the right hand side. So you simply remove this right hand side. I hope you are understanding. The right hand side where C occurs, that production is removed, and the entire production of C is removed. Now come back to our example. Are you observing that B is non-generating terminal, a non-terminal? Because what happens here is that if you start your derivation with S derives A, B, B, let's say, then in the next step, you can replace A with small a, correct? So isn't A generating some terminal string? So A is useful. A is useful. But what can you replace B with? Check that B can be replaced with B capital C. And this AAB is there with us. But what can you replace B again with? B will be again replaced with B and capital C. That's the only option there, and we will never end this process. I hope you are understanding. Again, this B will be replaced with B and capital C. That means B is useless. Why? Because it is not generating not generating a terminal string. So what do you do? By the way, is C useful? C is useful because if you see that if C occurs anywhere in the derivation, C can be at least replaced with small c, correct? So C is useful, and big question is S is also useful. Just check, S is also useful because we have this option for S. Just give me some time. We have an option. There are two options for S, isn't it? And the second option makes S useful. Second option is S can derive A, B, and in the next step A can derive A can derive this A. So S can derive a terminal string, you observe. So S is useful. Only B is useless. So what we do is we simply remove the production for B. As B is useless, remove the production for B, or remove the production where B is on the left hand side, completely remove it, and also remove the RHS in which B is a member, So you see that in this production S derives A, B is a member, and you know B is useless. So it's actually dangerous to keep this production. We'll remove this, but B is not there here on the right hand side. We will keep it. I hope you are understanding. So what does the new grammar become after removing this useless symbol? S derives AAB. Let me write this. S derives AAB. What's the other one? A derives AAB or A. A derives AAB or A. The other one is this was anyway removed, and C derives CC or C. Okay. C derives CC or C. Now have a look at this. We have removed useless non-terminal. See the step A. We have removed useless non-terminal B, capital B, because it was not generating any terminal string. We have removed it. But there is step B. This is so interesting. You watch. Step B is now after running step A, find non-terminal which are not reachable from the start symbol. First of all, you observe this new grammar that we have got. And you will see, what is C doing here, you will ask. Because if any derivation starts from S, it's only going to give us AAB. And in the next step, A can give us again AAB. And in the next step, again, this A can give us AAB. Correct? This A can repeatedly give us AAB. And finally, this A can give a single A. So this A can give a single A. Just check. That means C is not reachable from the start symbol. When you start the derivation, you go any way you like in the derivation, any path you take, C won't occur in the derivation. So C is useless. Correct? Because C is not reachable not reachable from start symbol. It will never occur in any derivation. So simply delete C. By deleting C, what we mean is delete all the productions for C. And if C occurs anywhere on the right hand side, you remove that right hand side also from the production. But here there is this production where C occurs, never C occurs anywhere on the right hand side. But of course, if it occurs on the right hand side, then C would be reachable. So in this case, you will see that there is only a production for C which should be removed. Now this becomes the simplified grammar. This is the simplified grammar for the exercise given over here. This was the original grammar. We had so many productions. What happens, let me tell you, when we design a grammar as a beginner, when we design a grammar, we do lot of ifs and buts, we go for trial and error and so on. And then we end up coming up with correct grammar, but many times, there are some mistakes. Like some non-terminal is really useless. So it's better to remove that. I hope you are understanding. And then we will come up with absolutely correct small grammar, of course, because we have removed the useless non-terminals, and it will be simplified grammar. Check, we have finished all three steps of finding simplification, simplified CFG. And let me tell you that these steps have to be executed in the same order. That means you can't first remove useless non-terminals and then remove epsilon production and then remove unit production. First step, remove epsilon production. Then you go for removing unit production, and then you go for removing useless symbols. Also, while removing useless symbols, you should first go for step A. That means remove non-generating non-terminals. That the non-terminals which does not generate terminal, and then you remove the non-reachable non-terminals. Don't do it opposite. Don't run step B first and then step A. You will go wrong. Okay, so that's it. That is how you have executed all three steps to simplify a CFG. Okay, thank you very much.